Are you struggling with feeling stuck in your life journey? Does it seem as if the challenges or conflicts that you keep experiencing are on repeat? Healing through feeling could be your new way through to a more satisfying life. Now, here is the host of the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show, licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide, Sharyn Nichols.
Welcome, everyone. It has been a couple of weeks, and I'm so excited and happy to be back. You are listening to the Feel to Heal show with myself, Sharyn Nichols, on the Inspired Choices Network. And I am a licensed marriage and family therapist and self-proclaimed life guide. And I help individuals and couples create win-win situations so you, me, can all lead successful, satisfying, and peaceful lives. So today's show is about happiness, being happy. What does that actually even mean? So I want to start with a meditation for happiness. So hold on a moment. I'm moving things around on my screen. So let's all receive a breath. And either lying down or sitting comfortably in a chair, crossing your legs and letting your hands rest one over the other, and receiving a breath. Now allowing your eyes to close and releasing yourself from the tasks of the day and the responsibilities you have just for a little while. Let yourself be free to explore, smile, and experience bliss. Bring your focus to your breathing. Feel your breaths grow longer and deeper. Take a few moments to breathe in and out, letting yourself leave the outside world behind. In your mind's eye, imagine a path. It can be any type of path you choose. At the end of it, you will see a door. This door opens to your inner world. As you push the door open, you see a ray of light. It is warm and inviting, allowing you to relax. This is your inner world. Step into this beautiful world. Relax into the warmth and harmony. Only you know about this place. Receive a deep breath and close the door to the outer world. Let yourself fully engage into this inner world, a world where you are safe and can experience happiness. Allow yourself this special time to work on your levels of happiness so that you may spread joy within yourself and eventually radiate it out. It is okay if your mind wanders. When you realize you have gone on a thought tangent, come back. It's all right. Just bring yourself back to the awareness of the meditation, to the sound of my voice. Receiving another deep breath, feel your toes and your feet begin to relax. Feel your legs relax. Your thighs and muscles loosen, followed by the muscles in your abdomen. Gently tell them to relax. Moving up to your chest, relax the muscles around your rib cage and release the muscles around your back. Feel the muscles in your shoulders, releasing all the tension. Now let the muscles in your neck relax, followed by all the muscles surrounding your face and your head. Taking a deep breath and let the air gently fill your lungs. Breathe out, allowing yourself to exhale until no more air is in your lungs. Breathe in again, feeling your lungs expand. Breathe out. Now breathe in through your nose for the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Breathe out through your lips for the count of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathe in through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out through your mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Imagine the path you were on when you entered your inner world. Continue on that same path. You are surrounded by the same golden light that you first saw. The path upon which you are walking is well marked in a rich alpine forest. White pine trees line the path. The morning sun shines brightly above you, casting golden rays of light all around you. You walk until you find a rock overlooking a mountain vista. Hundreds of peaks span the horizon. Some are near and some are farther away. As you gaze at the expanse of the mountains, a feeling of peace comes over you. Nature's beauty is so precious, and she gives us this gift so freely. Take in this beauty and allow yourself to smile at the jeweled blue and green mountain peaks. The golden rays illuminate the landscape and gently mix light and color so that the view looks like a painting. Smile as you become aware of the wonderful plants and animals around you. The sounds of the birds singing their morning song reaches your ears. You notice a large tree near you. It is old, as the girth of its trunk is very large. The papery bark tells you that it's a sweet birch tree. The leaves smell of sweet wintergreen. A few leaves fly away from the tree in a warm, gentle wind. One lands in your hand, and you smile as the leaf gives off its minty scent in your palm. You smile at this marvel and take a deep breath. There's something else. Besides the glorious aroma, the leaves start to make beautiful sounds, like a beautiful stringed dulcimer, as they flutter in the mild wind. Light, airy sounds. Sounds that have a beautiful, melodious tone that complement the golden rays of light all around you. Now you're surrounded by golden light and glorious sounds. As you listen to the music, you feel your heart lifted and full of joy. There's so much beauty all around you, making your senses dance in euphoria. Next to the tree is a bush with emerald leaves ending in triangular points. At the base of the leaves are small berries that resemble raspberries. They are a lighter red in color and smaller. They are wine berries growing in abundance all over the bush. You pick a few and eat 3 at once. The sweet, tangy flavor makes your mouth water. You close your eyes and savor the flavor. As you chew and swallow these delicious fruits, you feel a warmth and energy emanate from your core. Life-giving energy rises within you and makes its way out through your head, arms, core, and legs. You feel this energy as a life force that grows stronger with each beat of your heart. All your senses are in ecstasy. You feel a sense of calm, appreciation for this beautiful bounty you're able to experience. You look out toward the berry bush and poplar tree and then back out to the landscape. The sun is even higher in the sky now, and you make out beautiful flowers dotting the landscape in pastels. Splashes of crimson and gold also speck the landscape. More scents come to your nose: honeysuckle, rose hips, lilac. The bliss you feel at nature's richness radiates within your body. This powerful energy continues to radiate out of your core, out of your head, out of your feet, casting more light all around you. You look up and see a golden aura of energy surrounding your body. It's pure energy and light, and you can't help but smile. You bask in this life force energy combined with the sunlight and feel every muscle, every cell, every part of your being infused with nature's happiness. You stay here for a few moments, just listening to the sounds of the music, smiling, taking it all in. Now that you are infused with this golden energy all over your body, you're ready to leave this inner world. It has infused you with the tools you need to return to your day with bliss, more energy, and more happiness. The beautiful vista looks more golden through your aura of energy. You feel strong and vibrant. The smile on your face grows wider, and a sense of gratitude comes over you for having a chance to visit this special place. You turn and go, but the beautiful sound of the leaves keeps you still for one moment longer. The notes beckon you to stay strong and to radiate your beautiful golden energy out to the world. Once more, you take a deep breath in and breathe out in tandem with the music. Once more, you encounter the scent of sweet mint. As you slowly start to walk back up the path, you see an eagle flying in the distance. Its wings span a great length, and it stares at you. As a final gift, it sends you even more energy and light to soar in your world. You continue to walk back up the path. The music from the leaves still plays as you approach the door. Slowly, you pull it open and continue on the path to the outer world. You arrive and stop for a moment to take a deep breath. You hear the music from the leaves fading out as you return to the outer world. Breathing in slowly and deeply. Breathing in to the hold for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And breathing out and holding for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Taking one more deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And slowly allowing your eyes to open. And feel the energy of your inner world shining through. And the golden energy that surrounded you is still there, radiating from your core. Smile and take one more deep breath as you return to your day. You are listening to the Feel to Heal show on the Inspired Choices Network with Sharyn Nichols. And we'll be back in a moment to talk more about happiness.
At different times on our life journey, we can feel stuck and struggle with seeing our way through. What if the answer to the struggle is just to go deeper than the surface? By tuning in to Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show, with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols, you'll receive insight and guidance on exploring your feelings in order to heal yourself. Are you ready to create a more satisfying, peaceful, and successful life? Listen for the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Mountain, and 3 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email become a host at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also ask questions or comments by email by sending to Sharyn Nichols at feeltoheal.com. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back. You are listening to the Feel to Heal show with Sharyn Nichols on the Inspired Choices Network. And if you're just tuning in, you just missed an incredible meditation on happiness. So please go back and listen. And if you have already been around, we're going to talk about happy and happiness and why I chose this topic. I have been told my entire life, just be happy. We just want you to be happy. I want you to be happy. Everywhere along the way. So what is happy? What does it even mean? You know me, I went to the dictionary first because it's always a good place for me to start. So Merriam-Webster says, the meaning of happy, feeling pleasure and enjoyment because of your life, situation, etc. showing or causing feelings of pleasure and enjoyment, and then pleased or glad about a particular situation, event, etc. Okay, so we should be happy when we are attending events, when we are just living and being, and wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that just be great? So, what is happiness? According to Psychology Today, happiness is an electrifying and elusive state. Philosophers, theologians, psychologists, and even economists have long sought to define it. And since the 1990s, a whole branch of psychology, called positive psychology, has been dedicated to pinning it down. Positive psychology is a branch of psychology that explores human flourishing. It asks how individuals can experience positive emotions, develop authentic relationships, find flow, achieve their goals, and build a meaningful life. I think that sounds great. I'm still very much a cognitive behavioral therapist. My belief system is still that we have our thoughts and we have our feelings. Those pretty much don't change, although what we do have control over is our actions and our reactions. So positive psychology was propelled or started by Martin Seligman, who is a psychologist at the University of Pennsylvania. And the movement emerged from the desire for a fundamental shift in psychology, which is really why I'm bringing this up, because I think that it was about time for psychology to start focusing on some of the positive things rather than on the dis-ease and the distress. And so it's truly about creating a meaningful life. And so I'm even going to say a happy, meaningful life. It's more than simply a positive mood. Happiness is a state of well-being that encompasses living a good life, one with a sense of meaning and deep contentment. So attaining happiness is a global pursuit. I mean, we hear it everywhere. I did not Google how many memes there are on being happy, although I'm sure that there are thousands. So researchers have found that people from every corner of the world rate happiness more important than other desirable personal outcomes, such as obtaining wealth, acquiring material goods, and getting into heaven. So what makes people happy? What makes you happy? Finding satisfaction, success, and contentment is a continual process. So psychologists have now identified many of the tenets that help individuals along that journey. So happiness incorporates curiosity and the ability to tolerate risk and anxiety. So to tolerate risk and anxiety to discover new passions and facets of your own identity. So it involves a balance between momentary pleasure and longer-term striving toward goals. It's usually assisted by your friends and family who can both celebrate your accomplishments and then provide support after there's been some failures. So happiness includes the ability to acknowledge and embrace every emotion, even the unpleasant ones. It involves seeing the big picture rather than getting stuck in all the details. So, overall, being happy is to live with mindfulness, meaning, and purpose. All the things that I've been talking about since I started this podcast, because this is exactly what I believe. I believe that if you can live in the present moment, being present is being mindful. Therefore, then meaning and purpose will sort of just flow. If we're not focusing on the past, or we're not stuck in the past and worrying about the future, then we're just in the present moment. And therefore then happiness is happening all the time. Happiness also has its health perks as well. There's been a lot of research that suggests that happiness can improve your physical health. Feelings of positivity and fulfillment seem to benefit cardiovascular health, the immune system, inflammation levels, and blood pressure, among other things. So health and happiness are completely intertwined. That's not to say that people with illnesses can't be happy, but attending to one's health is an important and perhaps underappreciated component of well-being. So there's been many links between health and happiness, including a longer lifespan, although it's difficult to distinguish which factor causes the other. So making changes to your diet, exercise, sleep, and more can help everyone feel more content. So feeling more content, feeling more happy, feeling more present in your body. Again, feeling better. For those who are watching, I'm wearing a smile. My boyfriend got this for me last year for my birthday. And every time I look at myself, I see the smile, and I'm always reminded to smile, because that's the first, turn that frown upside down, turn it into a smile. Smiling also just makes me feel happier. It allows me to even just move through my day easier, just smiling. And I've so been sad wearing a mask, everywhere that I go. I now will say to a cashier or anyone, I know you can't see when I am smiling underneath my mask, trying to smile now with my eyes, which is just giving me more lines. Anyway, moving on. So one thing that people today believe, that happiness can be more money. Although only a few would agree that money literally buys happiness, many people feel that that a little bit more money would make them happier because it would eliminate some financial stresses and allow a more comfortable lifestyle. Being happy. Descriptions of what makes people happy. They've remained incredibly similar overall these years. Healthy bodies, good, productive jobs, love, family, friends, and on the internal side, contentment, peace of mind, satisfaction. So when we come back from break, we're going to talk about whether people are born happy or not. See you back here in a couple of minutes.
At different times on our life journey, we can feel stuck and struggle with seeing our way through. What if the answer to the struggle is just to go deeper than the surface? By tuning in to Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show, with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols, you'll receive insight and guidance on exploring your feelings in order to heal yourself. Are you ready to create a more satisfying, peaceful, and successful life? Listen for the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Mountain, and 3 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, We're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols Show with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also ask questions or comments by email by sending to Sharyn Nichols at feeltoheal.com. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back. You are listening to the Feel to Heal show on the Inspired Choices Network with myself, Sharyn Nichols, and today's topic is happiness. And before break, we were talking about health and happiness, and that they are completely intertwined. So, are people born happy? Some people are naturally more optimistic, positive, and content. Although genetics is, in fact, a key determinant of happiness, people who gravitate toward pessimism are able to change their outlook to a certain extent by reframing negative thoughts and preventing self-criticism. So I'm sure you are now wondering how to be happy. Happiness is not the result of bouncing from one joy to the next. Researchers have found that achieving happiness typically involves times of considerable discomfort. Genetic makeup, life circumstances, achievements, marital status, social relationships, even your neighbors all influence how happy you are or can be. So do individual ways of thinking and expressing feelings. Research shows that much of happiness is under your own personal control. Remember, thoughts lead to feelings, which lead to actions. So regularly indulging in small pleasures, getting absorbed in challenging activities, setting and meeting goals, maintaining close social ties, and finding purpose beyond oneself all increases life satisfaction. It isn't happiness per se that promotes well-being. It's the actual pursuit that's the key. So while there appears to be no one route to happiness, the information gathered by the researchers from interviews with thousands of subjects of varying ages, economic backgrounds, education level, age, sex, and cultural origin suggests that there are steps that we can take to improve our overall satisfaction and well-being. So accordingly, happiness could be increased by either increasing one's accomplishments or by limiting one's aspirations. So studies show that the happiest people often have healthy bodies, realistic goals and expectations, positive self-esteem, feelings of control, optimism, outgoingness, supportive relationships that allow companionship and confiding, challenging work and active leisure punctuated by sufficient rest and retreat, and then a faith that entails communal support, purpose, self-acceptance, outward focus, and hope. I embody these. I have a healthy body, or at least been working on that. And I have realistic goals and expectations. I am so happy that I said yes to this show, to this podcast, to pushing myself and setting logical, reasonable expectations of myself and not beating myself up. And how far I know I have come from show number 1 to today's show. And I am so grateful that I did say yes. And so within that, the gratitude comes the happiness. That's also why I smile. It's so easy for me to feel good about myself because I am appropriately challenging myself. So I invite you all to appropriately challenge yourself in something that could potentially bring you some satisfaction, some success, and some peace, and therefore then bring you some contentment and happiness. So here are some signs of a happy person. Happy people live with purpose. They find joy in lasting relationships, working towards their goals, and living according to their values. That's me. A happy person is not enamored with material goods or luxury vacations. Although they're nice, don't get me wrong, still like them. I am also so fine with the simple pleasures of life. I look at the little things. Petting a dog, sitting under a tree, enjoying a really nice warm cup of tea on a cold winter day. So here are some outward signs that someone may be content. They are usually open to learning new things. They're high in humility and patience. They smile and laugh readily. They go with the flow. I'm queen of go with the flow. I think my children are ready to, I don't know. I don't know what would be a nice thing that children could do to their parents to get them to just be quiet. I practice compassion. People who are outwardly content, they're often very grateful, and they exercise self-care. So they enjoy healthy relationships and setting boundaries for themselves. They're usually very happy for other people. I have a friend who emanates this. She is so happy for everyone else's wins that I just want to embody her every single time I think about her and how easy it is for her to celebrate other people's wins, even if I'm feeling envious or jealous, or those lower based energies are finding their way back in. They're creeping into my thoughts and therefore my feelings. So I push them aside and I channel her. Another outward sign is not feeling entitled and having fewer expectations. Not spiteful or insulting, not holding on to grudges, and letting go of all those little small annoyances, like someone cutting you off in traffic. I know I've talked about that a lot, although it's those little things that can become bigger things. Not worrying about tomorrow or having angst over yesterday, letting it all go. Not about playing games or manipulation or any type of manipulation. It's not about being a martyr or a victim. And the biggest thing that I think is that they are not stingy with their happiness. That's why I did the meditation at the beginning. So you can emanate this golden light of happiness that you are. It's so easy to tap into. You now have this place anytime you close your eyes. You can always go to the place where the leaves of the trees are making this beautiful noise. It's always there for you. So then the question now comes to, is it possible to find lasting happiness? Well, every person is unique and has their own unique life experiences. So therefore, your happiness to you is unique. So that being said, when scientists examined the average trajectory of happiness over a lifespan, some patterns did tend to emerge. Happiness and satisfaction began relatively high, and then it decreased from adolescence to midlife, and then rose throughout older adulthood. So, what makes someone happy in their 20s may not spark joy in their 80s, and joy to someone in their 80s may have seemed irrelevant in their 20s. It's valuable for people to continue observing and revising what makes them happy at any given time, to continue striving for fulfillment throughout their lifetime. The key to lifelong happiness is taking time to cultivate small tweaks on a regular basis. So, incorporating habits into your daily life, such as keeping a gratitude journal or a gratitude partner, practicing acts of kindness, paying it forward, nurturing your optimism, learning to forgive, investing in your relationships, finding flow with all activities, avoiding overthinking things, savoring life's joys, those little things, and committing to goals that make happiness a permanent fixture. I don't know, I think for me, somewhere along the way, I just decided that I was so tired of being sad and unhappy that and frustrated, that it was just time for me to do something different. And so I did start with the baby steps. I started with the little things. I started finding joy in the leaves on the trees, in the incredible piece of fruit that I was eating, just sitting, meditating, even for my 3 minutes, petting my cat, who happens to be the softest. He has the softest fur, and he is so wonderful how he always comes and sits as close as he possibly can without going over to me as I record all of these shows. It's the little things that make me smile, that make me happy. So look for your little things. Start with the little things, because the little things will add up to the big things. So there are some myths about happiness. Let's talk about them, because people often want to avoid difficult emotions. So we reach for the quick fixes, like the tasty treats or the big purchases. How many of us have done that? How many of us have gone to that cabinet to stuff down our feelings, thinking that that will bring us happiness? But they're only momentary. So pinning all of our hopes of happiness on milestones like getting married or gaining fame or becoming wealthy can also be misleading, because lasting happiness occurs when we invest in meaningful goals and relationships and our values. And then we can develop skills to overcome the distress. Again, little baby steps. Because often we believe that accomplishments like marriage and wealth will bring long-lasting happiness. Who didn't? Who doesn't? So we then try to avoid experiences such as divorce or disease will bring us sadness. Research has revealed, though, that bursts of happiness or sadness can be tied to specific life events, and they can actually be fairly short. So thoughts like, I'll be happy when I get married, or I'll never recover from this diagnosis, can turn out to be such misperceptions. So can we actually predict what will make us happy? When we come back from break, we're going to talk more about that. You are listening to the Feel to Heal show on the Inspired Choices Network with Sharyn Nichols. We'll be back in a couple of minutes.
At different times on our life journey, we can feel stuck and struggle with seeing our way through. What if the answer to the struggle is just to go deeper than the surface? By tuning in to Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show, with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols, you'll receive insight and guidance on exploring your feelings in order to heal yourself. Are you ready to create a more satisfying, peaceful, and successful life? Listen for the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Mountain, and 3 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. This is Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also ask questions or comments by email by sending to Sharyn Nichols at feeltoheal.com. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, and thank you for tuning in to the Feel to Heal show with Sharyn Nichols. And today's topic has been happiness and being happy. And can people predict what will make them happy? People are surprisingly bad at anticipating what will make us happy in the future. Like I said, we think that, oh, if I just get married, I will be happy. Or if I buy that new car, it will make me happy. Except happiness like that doesn't necessarily last that long, because it's okay if you're not happy. And then sometimes the pressure to be happy when you're not can make you feel even worse. So let's bring it on back. And let's not overestimate how joyous or how upsetting an event will be. So just because you get a promotion at work, it's not going to bring you, unlimited, continual feeling of happiness, because after a while you'll settle in and great, you achieved the goal. So now let's set another one. Awesome. And just like when you end a relationship, the sadness doesn't last forever, because eventually you want to move out of the sadness and into the happiness. So you start looking for another relationship. And then that has its ups and downs. I want to talk about something that I just read about that I didn't really know, and it's called the happiness trap. So Russ Harris is the author of the happiness trap. And some of the key points are: it's impossible and impractical to feel happy and positive all the time, because we are hardwired to experience negative thoughts and feelings such as unhappiness, anxiety, fear, and grief. It's what I was referring to before. I didn't know it was a thing. The happiness trap. It does make sense. We sort of get trapped into the idea and the notion that we're just supposed to be happy all the time. So we should stop trying to avoid or escape them. This only creates more negative thoughts and feelings, and sometimes even physical pain and illness. So to live a full life, we must experience and accept the full range of emotions. So what is a happiness trap? On the surface, it does not seem like happiness is something too complex. We associate it with smiles, good feelings, and positivity, much of what I've been saying. Although happiness is not as simple as we would like to believe. In fact, there's a good chance you might fall victim to a happiness trap from time to time. So a happiness trap is a limiting belief that someone thinks is true about happiness. We have limiting beliefs about happiness. We have limiting beliefs about everything. So let's dial it back. So some beliefs. I'm just going to read a couple and let's see how many of them resonate with you. I can only be happy if blank happens. I will only be happy if I get blank. My happiness can't last forever. If I'm happy now, I should always be happy. Sorry, that's one of mine. I have no reason to be upset, so that must mean I am happy. It takes a lot of work to find happiness. Happiness does not exist. I should be happy all the time. And here's another one of my favorites. I do not deserve to be happy. So the happiness trap consists of many myths about happiness. We might find ourselves carrying around just one of these false beliefs or discover that many ring true. Everyone's happiness trap is different, but you can find your own by thinking about what happiness means to you. So if you have a very rigid idea of what happiness looks like or feels like, or a very strict belief about when it can and cannot exist, you likely are already falling victim to the trap. Happiness, as good as it is for our well-being, is easily influenced by others as well as our own negative self-talk. So anytime we hold set underlying beliefs about our feelings, we open ourselves to a range of issues. As I've been talking about, criticism of feeling, fear of feeling, and fake versions of feeling are all possible outcomes. And remember, fear is false evidence appearing real. So please don't fear happiness. Learn who you are. A lot of who we think we are about ourselves comes from other people, our parents, friends, teachers, bosses. They shape our perception of what we think we should and should not be. Because of this, you might be surprised to learn that a lot of the beliefs that you have about happiness don't even come from you. So there are some ways for you to discover who you are. Certainly talked about them before. Journaling, creating art, finding and committing to your interests, setting aside time for something that you love, making a list of your priorities. Always allowing yourself to change. Everything changes, and that includes you. Tomorrow you will be different than you are today, and in 1 year you will have changed even more. So take time for yourself. Avoid the happiness trap. And in the little moments that you spend with yourself, find the peace and the satisfaction and the success that is truly yours. And it is actually your birthright. It is your birthright to be happy. Happiness is what you believe and how you make it and how you see it. It's just even smiling. It's receiving. It's allowing. It's going with the flow. So happiness is everything, which is why we're told just be happy. Because if you're happy, then you have everything. So I've been with songs all this week, and of course I have Pharrell's song Happy in my head. Although I've also been humming along. Bobby McFerrin said, "Don't worry, be happy."
Thank you for choosing to listen to the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show. Sharyn Nichols will return next Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Mountain, and 3 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, Give up the struggle, feel all you need to feel, and make this week your best one yet.